Hello and welcome to another official PlayStation Community Let's Play video, and today we are looking at Hell Yeah, Wrath of the Dead Rabbit. Today I am joined by...
This is Yester. This is probably the second time that I've seen this game running.
And I am Serum Lake. I'm sorry I forgot to introduce myself. But yes, first things first, this is a downloadable title that's available on the PlayStation Store right now. It's currently free for PlayStation Plus subscribers until the 7th of November.
So, how for those that are not haven't been convinced to sign up for PlayStation Plus yet, do you know how much it is?
It is £9.99 or €12.99 or 19.95 in Australian dollars.
God, you're well prepared, aren't you? Really?
I know.
I was going to ask you that as a bit of a curveball. I didn't actually see that you'd written it down there.
I do like to be prepared. Not always, but I do like to be.
So tell us a bit about this game, really, because you're the one that's this is footage that you've recorded of yourself playing it.
That's right, yeah. It's basically an old school platformer with a kind of dark, sarcastic twist. We had to edit out the opening cutscene because it had some salty language in it. So although it might look cute and cuddly, it's not really for kids.
What about an age rating? Has it got an age rating?
It does have an age rating. I don't know what it is.
There you go. I managed to trip you up eventually, really, didn't I? Yeah, I mean, I gave this a wee shot myself. It very much reminded me of an old, even though it's really pretty, even though the game is like set in hell. But it did remind me of like an old Mega Drive game.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? I get a really strong Earthworm Jim vibe from this.
Ah, really?
It's mainly from like the writing and the sense of humour. While Earthworm Jim was kind of juvenile, this is also a little juvenile, but in a much more adult way.
Yeah, I see. For me, it kind of reminded me of like Kid Chameleon or Dick Attack.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fair enough view as well. Yeah.
So it's fitting that it does remind me of an old Sega game because it is, okay, a Mega Drive game because the game is published by Sega.
That's right, and when you start the game up, it's got that classic Sega that has been missing from every Sega game since about 1995.
Yeah, yeah. That was something that did strike me when I loaded it up. I was basically getting prepared for it.
I suppose actually I should give a little background on what's going on here. You play as Ash, who is the Prince of Hell. He's basically an undead bunny rabbit, and he has ousted his father as the King of Hell, and but he has a dark secret. He's a little bit fond of rubber duckies, and some sneaky paparazzi took photos of him in the bath with his rubber ducky, and they were published on the internet, and 100 monsters have seen them, and they're mocking him now. So your quest is to go around and kill these 100 monsters to restore your street cred.
So is there? I mean, the game's like set in hell, so technically they're already dead. I mean, is there actually fail states in the game?
Well, kind of. If you die, then it will reload to your last checkpoint. I don't think there's a limited number of continues.
Which is basically typical of almost every game that comes out nowadays.
Yeah, if this had been released on the Mega Drive, then you probably only would have had like 5 continues.
And I think my argument would have been valid.
Yes, yeah, I think you're right there.
So what's actually happening here? You seem to have acquired like a big spinning wheel type thing. Oh, and that's the guy that was mocking you earlier.
That's right, and now you have this little mini game where you have to bash the X button to actually finish him off. Now what's happened here is you've picked up your father's jetpack, which he likes to modify with a razor blade attachment, and this is your primary method of attacking enemies. You basically run at them with your jetpack with the blades whirling and chop them up.
I think we're getting to the point here which I played up until, because I managed to play this game. I played this game for about 5 minutes before Homeland came on the other night there, and I kind of thought that, I was wondering, are you in the spinning wheel for the rest of the game? Because it kind of made the game a little bit easy.
As far as I'm aware, yes, you are in the jetpack for the rest of the game. But they do up the challenge because some enemies, like this one here with the chainsaw, you have to solve a little puzzle to get to him. And there are ones later on that we'll see that can only be taken out with projectiles.
Now I see that the minigame seems to change each time.
That's right. Apparently, there are over 30 mini-games.
And do they randomly? I mean, those the two minigames that you played there are the same ones that I played when I got to these parts. Do they change? Do they play out in order, or have you not seen them yet?
I don't believe that they're randomised. I think they do play out in a specific order. But there will be ones that are slightly different but very similar to each other. In fact, we might see another one in a minute when I remember what I'm supposed to be doing, because you can see in the bottom right corner there's a little radar there that handily points out where the other monsters are, or your objectives are in general.
Yeah, it looks like you have to go down here and maybe you'll be able to get that chainsaw guy from along here.
That's right, yes. So it starts out fairly easy, but it gets progressively more challenging. You see, this one is basically the same as the Pop the Pimple challenge from earlier, but it's obviously a different graphic, but you have to do the same thing.
Ah, yeah, I remember that. And then you've even got the wee, that kind of star symbol. What's that called again?
Pentagram.
A pentagram, a favourite of all the pagans.
Yes, and defeating the monsters in an area lets you through a door into the next area where you have to kill even more of them. Until I presume in the last level it'll say, you have to defeat all 100 to get past this point.
These little flying things, those flying things with the wings, they kind of, that was the first enemy that I lost a bit of health to. I wasn't expecting them to actually be an enemy. I thought that was like a flying pickup that I could use like a power up or something.
Yeah, I mean, they seem pretty harmless, don't they?
And here is a big electric brain. Obviously you can't touch that with your jetpack. Yeah, I called it a jetpack this time around. Not a big spinning wheel hang.
That's right, yes, you've got to go and spend the money you've been collecting, which is those little blue coins and the gems, on, I believe it's a rocket launcher, if I can remember rightly. And then you kind of control that with the right analog stick. And here we go, this is a means of replenishing your health. You have to jump into the blood bath, or a blood shower even.
Oh, I was wondering what that was. Could have been another enemy for all I knew.
Yes, now here's a little section that I didn't quite understand it at first. You see those, well, you saw them a moment ago, these coloured paths. The orange one, you can actually see there's an arrow pointing to the left. I didn't realise that at first, so I'm trying to go in the out hole, so to speak.
They need to go in the in hole.
That's right. Here we go, and that's another monster killed.
So would you say there's a big puzzle element towards this game?
So far, yes. I mean, they're fairly straightforward, but I gather it gets quite challenging towards the later sections of the game. I mean, at the moment, it's just simple navigation puzzles, and here we go, I'm at the shop, and there's a nice big monster, but perhaps I should buy some stuff. But yeah, at the moment, it's just kind of collect enough money to buy the right upgrade, and then you can progress.
So what kind of things do you upgrade? I mean, I can see that you got a trophy. From the looks of them, there's sort of like a couple of cosmetic things, kind of like helmets and whatnot, but I take it these are linked to certain skills?
I'm not entirely certain. I believe these cosmetic items, the rubber ducky there, you can just buy them at any point so long as they're available. And new ones become unlocked as you progress further through the game. Now at the moment now that I've got the rocket launcher, I've got to go back to the electric brain and get him.
You can pretty much jump up pretty high, but that pink stuff looks as if it can like elevate you if you haven't smashed them with it earlier.
That's right, yes. That's a problem I find later on when I'm trying to jump back up that hole and going down the wrong end again. Yes, because there was no, because I mined all of the pink crystal out, I will be unable to jump back up through that path.
So you're backtracking quite a bit here.
Yeah, a little bit. There is backtracking, and then once I've got rid of this guy, I can go take out the big floaty one. Now this one, I didn't actually read the question properly. I read it as, what is the average lifetime of a rabbit? And I thought, 7 years?
So that just shows you the sort of kind of like fail state that you can have for when you're defeating some of these beasties.
Exactly, and as you saw, as I got the question wrong, it refilled some of his health.
Nice one, nice one. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you remember, maybe it'll be a game that we play in the future, a Let's Play section, but there was a PlayStation 1 game called Wild 9, where when you were defeating enemies you had the option of torturing them.
So I vaguely recall that.
Yeah, I think it was what we mentioned there from Jim earlier. It was Shiny Entertainment, the guys that did Deep Area and all that. They were responsible for that game. I think it was it was a very much a long-awaited game. You know, it was often delayed, and it finally came out. I got a free T-shirt with my copy.
I am not envious.
It wasn't even a Wild 9 T-shirt. It was actually a PlayStation one that just had like the button shapes on them.
Oh, so it didn't have like Dave Perry's face on it or anything.
Nah. Although I don't know, I could probably get like a Dave Perry T-shirt now with the whole Gaikai deal.
Yes, you probably could. Now you're going to see me die in a second because I didn't realise. Now you see just above the crystal, there's those clusters of red rocks.
Yeah, it's a bit like what's that game called?
Uh,
Boulder Dash. That's what it is.
That was it. Yes, but they fall down and crush you, and I didn't understand why I died initially.
Now here's this guy here. Oh, what's happening?
I have defeated him. He looked like he was going to be tough, didn't he?
He did actually. He looked like pretty big. And is he the end of level boss?
No, the end of level boss is coming up just after this guy, actually. But that seems like a bit of overkill, really, doesn't it? All those arrows.
That little area he's in kind of reminds me of the whole kind of sort of Mario boss, your princess in another castle type chamber
Yes, yeah.
of doom.
From the classic Mario games, yeah. I see what you're saying there.
How are you going to get across there?
I'm not, because I don't believe I've got the right upgrade to get across there at the moment. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Because there's no crystal, I'm finding it very hard to get up this point.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd just give up and go through the path that killed me earlier.
And do you die again?
No. There we go. And then we're coming back out to where the electric brain was. So, I mean, these levels seem quite large and expansive, but they're not too hard to navigate. Or at least this first level isn't. I don't know if they get harder because I've only played the first two levels.
Well, the game looks very good. Just to recap a couple of things that you said earlier, it is available for free now to people that are subscribers of the PlayStation Plus. And if you're not, it's available for £9.99. It's £9.99 or €12.99.
So yeah, I'm just about to go into the level's boss fight. He's quite a big creature, but he's not too challenging if you know what to do.
Alright, so talk us through this. What's his motivation? It hurts. I don't know.
He was just complaining that this level was too small and that they should get in touch with health and safety.
Ah, right. I think that's a bit of a clue of things to come, really, because I actually had a little bit of a look at the footage of this bit earlier.
Yeah, I quite like this, the fact that it's kind of broken the fourth wall here with Ash saying, you know, the only reason we're fighting is I can't get to the next zone unless I defeat you.
Pictures, awfully sorry, no.
Yes, he hoped that the boss had all of the pictures on him, but he doesn't. So they're just going to have to fight and so that he can get into the next stage.
I don't know why these people are so keen to actually retrieve all the pictures. I mean, they're already out there. I mean, they're on the internet. People have have right-clicked and picked save picture as.
Yeah, that's the glaring hole in this game's narrative. It's crumbled apart now.
And even if the website doesn't let you right-click on the images, you can still press print screen on your keyboard, and then you can just basically save the bitmap.
Yep, and there's also such thing as Google Cache, isn't there, that saves images even after they're removed.
I can never be bothered going into that. Alright, so what's happening is that he's firing lots of debris at you, and he's got his own like spinny kind of attack type thing.
That's right, yes he has. And I am about to fall, yay! But you could see, just to the left of the radar in the bottom right corner, you can see the ammo from my rocket launcher, so every time I fire that it takes a massive chunk out. So you can't just spam him with attacks.
But it does regenerate, yeah?
Yeah, oh yes it does, but very slowly. So you can see he's doing a big attack here, and I thought I'd try and shoot his projectiles, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. However, that is you now down to the next level.
That's right, onto the final section, and this is where I really give it to him. Here we go, because you have a nice little turret to use. There we go. See, that's really taking his health down.
Shaped a little bit like a... What's it called? Okay, you know, like I've just gone down the edge there and used the sort of arrow walkways to go up there in the middle.
I possibly could have.
I only just noticed that just now.
I know, I noticed it after I was reviewing this footage and thought, oh, I didn't know that was there.
Nice one, nice one, nice one. Well, we are. Well, that's us. Keep it locked in at community.eu.playstation.com. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.